Hi guys, this is Chels Daft and this is another one of my little extended videos where we look at the transfer market and we look at certain players that we could sign potentially in the summer. Now, since I've done my last video, which you guys have taken to, which is fantastically well, it's got loads and loads of views, thousands of views. The transfer market's going to change. The way the coronavirus has hit the global financial markets, it's now going to be harder and harder for clubs to go and spend big money because how it's going to look globally. You're not going to have £100 million spent on players. You're not going to have teams spending 150, 200 million in the summer because of the fact that the world's trying to recover from this pandemic that has affected every single one of us globally day to day. In light of that, I'm putting together this video where I believe that along with Hakim Ziyech, which is already done and dusted, we could sign 4 players for less than 100 million combined this summer. Let's get into this. So where do you start? And you start with the goalkeeping situation. Kepa is determined to stay at Chelsea. He believes he's got a future under Frank Lampard and he's determined to stay and prove himself to the point where he made a comeback before the football was postponed. In the last 2 games he played, he did well. He did quite well, but he did have that dip, which led to him being dropped by Frank Lampard. Reports state last week that Frank Lampard and Marina Granovskaya could clash this summer over Kepa, with Frank Lampard reportedly willing to sell him and replace him with somebody else. So this is where the first signing will come into it, and that for me will be Andre Onana. Edwin van der Sar, who's now part of Ajax and part of the board at Ajax, he's come out today and said that they're not going to sell their players for cheap. Yes, they had agreements with people like Onana, Van der Beek, Tagliafico last season that they'll stay for another year, then they'll look to move them on. How much can you get Onana for? I think Onana would be a much better option than Donnarumma from AC Milan, because Donnarumma is going to cost you a fortune, 50, 60, 70 million. You're not going to get Jan Oblak because you're going to have to pay a release fee from Atletico Madrid. You're not going to get Manuel Neuer. So Onana for me is the first signing. Whether Ajax would be interested in dealing with us, bearing in mind we're taking Ziyech off them, I'm not so sure. But Andre Onana, around 25 to 30 million this summer, will be my first target, leaving us 70 million to spend. Second target would be in defence. Now, I think we're all set at right back with Azpilicueta and Reece James, and I think we're set at centre backs. This is going to be a market this summer where you have to spend your money wisely and not much of it. And I think that this will come into everyone's thought process, and I think the back 4 centre backs, those 4 centre backs will remain at the club next season. I can't see any changes in those 4 centre backs, and they stay. So it's left back where changes will be made. For me, Emerson Palmieri will go, and even though we've been after Ben Chilwell, I think that this situation globally, financially, will stop Chelsea from trying to sign Chilwell unless they can get him on loan and then pay the full fee at the end of a year's time. I think now they're going to turn to Robin Gosens, the Atlanta left wing back, who could be available for, again, 25, 30 million. So for me, he would be the second signing. Let's just say top notch 30 million, 35 million, done. So that's 2 out of the 4 signings. And you're looking around 50 to 60 million spent, giving us 40 million for 2 more players. So for me, the third signing will be in the attacking areas, and it's going to rule out the likes of Jadon Sancho, far too much money, and it's going to rule out the likes of Philippe Coutinho, again too much money, unless you can get a loan deal done. You look at the Chelsea attacking areas, and it's out wide where we got problems, because Pedro's going to go, and it looks like Willian's going to go to Tottenham. So we've got Hakim Ziyech, we've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, we've got Christian Pulisic. Let's also not forget that you've got Mason Mount, who can do a job playing as a number 10, or he can do a job out wide. That's something to take into consideration. But as far as out and out wingers go, all we're going to have really is going to be Ziyech and Hudson-Odoi. So for me, the 4th signing will be somebody that used to be at the club, that made a move abroad to try and make a name and has done it at Sassuolo. Jeremy Boga, for me, I would bring him back. Bearing in mind the financial implications of spending big money, we can get this guy back for 12 to 13 million this summer, he will be my third signing. Jeremy Boga, 13 million. That takes us to around 73 million, giving us 27 million to spend on one more. But who's that fourth player? Now, the fourth player is somebody, for me, it's one of two. As we know, Arsenal are looking to sell Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They know he's not going to sign a new deal. They know they're probably not going to achieve Champions League football, and he obviously wants to play at the highest level. And they're looking to sell him for around 30 million. If Chelsea can get him for 30 million, or around 25 to 30, maybe 25 with bonuses, that would be a fantastic signing. But Chelsea are going to come up with other teams in competition to try and sign him. The likes of Barcelona, Real Madrid are being touted. PSG, big guns are coming in for him. And I'm not so sure that long term Aubameyang would be the ideal signing for Chelsea. If you've got money to spend, but obviously you don't want to go too far. Bear in mind you've already spent 30 odd million, 33 on Ziyech. Who could come in? Now we know Olivier Giroud is going to sign a new deal and stay for another year. He gives us the option of being a target man, the link man up front, which is what we don't have currently. Michy Batshuayi is going to leave in the club in the summer. He'll go West Ham or Crystal Palace. And that leaves Tammy Abraham, who's a much more mobile attacker. He's an in-between. He's a cross between the mobile attacker that looks to get in behind and the target man. He's someone in between. So for me, I think Chelsea, it's Dries Mertens as the fourth signing on a free transfer. And I think he'll come in for a year with an option for a second year to try his luck in the Premier League. Mertens is someone that's mobile. He scores goals, but he can play wide as well. And he will solve the problem of the wide areas if we're lacking in numbers with injuries, suspensions. And I think that Dries Mertens is the fourth signing. So the four signings will be Andre Onana, Robin Gosens, Jeremy Boga, and Dries Mertens. I started the video by saying 100 million. Actually going to be 75 million on 4 players this summer. That's who I believe Chelsea will make their moves for, because I think everything's changed with the global pandemic and the financial implications of the coronavirus. What do you think? Post your comments in the comments section below. If you like this video, smash that like button for me, then subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss my videos come out. The main content is the 5-minute news, which you can see listed here, and also check out the other video listed for more content from my channel. Thank you for watching. Post your comments below. See you next time.